Hey, do you have a sec? There's something that I need to tell you.
You have something to say? Over text? Why don't you just come here and say it to me in person? I mean, we share the same house after all. It's better to talk eye to eye, don't you think?
Well, maybe you should reflect on why I don't want to talk to you in person. Honestly, just the mere glimpse of your face and the slightest noise of your voice makes me nauseous, I swear.
Sweetie, there's really no need to use such awful language with me. I was just making a suggestion.
Don't call me sweetie, and stop pretending to be my mom. You'll never replace her. Got it? You may have been married to my dad, but you will never be my mother. Never. So, stop bossing me around. I hate it when you act like that.
I see what you mean, and I am sorry if I overstepped a boundary somewhere. I don't mean to do that, but I really don't see why something as small as this needs to turn into such a huge fight. I mean, I've been married to your father for 10 years now. We've lived together a whole decade. I thought we would have gotten along better by now. Especially now more than ever since your poor father passed away. It's just the two of us. So we'll have to learn to get along better.
What? No way am I staying with you any longer than necessary. I want you out of the house as soon as possible. Do you get me?
Excuse me? I'm sorry, but you want me to leave the house?
Yeah, duh. That's what I just said. That is what this whole conversation is about. Actually, this is something that has been on my mind since Dad's funeral the other day. Now that he's gone, you're not his wife anymore. And there's nothing else tying us together as a family anymore either. You're nothing to either him or me now. Do you get it? And because of that, you don't belong in this house anymore. That's why I need you out of here as soon as possible.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry, but I don't think that I'm following here. Where is all this coming from all of a sudden?
Didn't you read what I just wrote? This isn't out of the blue, okay? Ugh, you never hear me out. I never liked having you around, and I never approved of you and my dad getting hitched. I've always been trying to think of ways to get you out of this house. And now I have the perfect reason. I only have one mom. You just barge into our lives pretending to be someone you're not. Do you really think I could ever stand someone I felt that way about? Do you even think I would desire something like that? That is why I'm seizing this opportunity to put you out, so I never have to put up with you in my life, ever again.
But, okay, look, Gabriella, I've known since before we got married that you never liked me, maybe even hated me.
That's correct. And since Dad's gone, there's no one left to defend you. No one else welcomed you into our home, which is full of memories of my family, my true mom and dad. And just let you ruin it all. Besides, this house was my dad's, which means it's mine now, and I can do whatever I please with it. So, hurry up and leave already.
But Gabriella, if I leave now, you'll be all by yourself in this big place. Have you ever lived on your own before? Do you even know how to take care of yourself?
Of course I can look after myself. I'm going to be 18 soon, which would make me legally an adult. It's no big deal for me living alone. Do you think I'm too frail or dumb to be able to do it? Or are you just mocking me now?
No, Gabriella, of course I'm not trying to belittle you in any way. I would never do that. I'm just concerned about you is all. Cleaning and cooking are one thing, but how will you get the money to pay for everything that comes with living alone?
Shut up and get off my back. I thought I told you that you're not my mom and you shouldn't pretend to be.
But you're going to be in college soon. I'm just wondering from where you're going to find the money you need to survive. I mean, even what you inherited from your dad won't last forever, you know.
Well, who asked you to worry about me anyways, huh? I certainly don't remember ever asking for your input. As for money, I'll think of something and make my own way in life. I really don't think it'll be as simple to do as you think. How many times do I have to tell you, just mind your own business? This is why I hate talking to you. Just leave me alone already, okay? Why don't you go pack your stuff and leave, like I told you?
Well, I guess if that's really how you feel about everything, then I really have no choice but to go. But can you at least give me some more time to prepare my things? I understand that you want me out as soon as possible, but even so, it's not that simple. And I have lots of things I need to get done before I can make it happen. I haven't even gone through all your dad's things to sort through them.
No, I won't be letting you do that. Who knows what you might try to steal if I let you go through all my dad's stuff? And besides, if I let you stay any longer, you'll just find some reason to extend your stay and so on, and nothing will change. Did you really think I'd let you get away with that? Now, I want you out of the house by the time we finish with the funeral process. I'm his daughter, which means that I get to choose who lives in his house after he's gone. And I've decided the one person the Collins house definitely doesn't need is you. So, if you really understand where I'm coming from, you'd just shut up. Pack your things and leave.
I understand. I guess I just never realized how strongly you felt about living together with me. I'll leave the house. I promise. And I promise that I'll never come back once I'm gone. But I just want to let you know that things might get really tough for you once I'm gone. You're not going to regret this, are you?
Me? Regret kicking you out? As if. It'll be more like a dream come true than anything.
Hey, Gabriella. I just wanted to text you and let you know that I've finished moving all my stuff out of the house. I also wanted to take a moment to thank you for everything, even though we didn't always see eye to eye.
And who gave you the green light to text me? Did I ever ask about your moving progress? Did I mention needing a report from you? Frankly, if you're not going to respect my wish to cut ties, I'll just go ahead and block you.
No, you're right. I'm sorry for reaching out like this. You won't hear from me again after this, I promise. But there's one last thing about the house's rent. I know it's been a tough month, so you won't have to pay this time. However, starting next month, I'll need to collect rent from you.
Rent? For what exactly? The house? What on earth are you talking about?
Well, yes, I'm talking about the house, actually. Because we've been living together as a family this whole time, it wasn't necessary. But since you don't want anything to do with me as your family anymore, that just makes me your landlord now.
Have you completely lost your mind? Why would I pay you rent to stay in my dad's house?
Why, you ask? Well, because the house is actually under my ownership.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
What? Ugh, Gabriella, had you not heard about that? Yes, I hold the deed to the house where we all used to live.
What? That's not true. You're just making this up. I've lived here even before you and my dad got married. This house belongs to my family. You don't have any ownership.
Actually, yes. Your dad did possess the house's title, but I bought it from him around 6 or 7 years ago, I believe. Back when your grandma fell victim to those telephone scammers and lost a lot of money. You might have been too young to recall, but it was a devastating situation. That's when I offered to help pay off all her debts. Your dad was incredibly grateful and gave me the house in return.
And just where did you come into so much money, huh? I've never once seen you go to work in the whole time that I've known you. You're just a housewife.
A housewife? Oh, Gabriella, that is just not true. I run my own company. Did you really not know about that at all?
You do what? Since when?
We manage everything online. All our staff work remotely, and we don't even maintain an office. We could all commute if we wanted to. I suppose it's hard to realize since I spent so much time at home. But a lot of that time, I'm essentially working as company president.
I can't believe this. You keep lying to me.
Gabriella, it's not a lie. I swear it. That's how I was able to help out your grandma after she was scammed.
So you're telling me the truth?
Absolutely. I wouldn't lie to you. Do you totally believe me when I say the house is mine? Anyway, the rent for next month is $2,000, okay?
$2,000? There's no way I can afford to pay that.
Well, you can't reside in a place without owning it and not expect to pay rent. Besides, I recall you mentioning something about becoming an independent adult who can fend for herself.
Well, yeah, I said that, but I had no idea about all this until now.
What did you think would happen? Were you planning to squeeze the money out of me whenever you needed it? Hoping I'd foot the bill while you flaunted your house? An independent adult would never do that, right?
Of course, I wasn't planning on using you for money. It's just that $2,000 is a huge amount all at once.
I understand, but in the end, I'm the property owner. So if you're pushing me away to live on your own, you'll have to pay the rent to your landlord, which is me.
Hold on. Can't we find a way to discuss this? How about a compromise?
I won't charge you for rent for the first 3 months. But if you don't show any progress by then, I'll have to evict you anyway. I'm swamped right now, so let's continue this conversation later. I'll send you all the rental paperwork this week. Keep an eye on your mailbox. Take care.
Wait, don't hang up. We're not done talking yet. Lainey, are you there? I have something I need to talk to you about.
Oh, Gabriella. Sure, what can I do for you?
Well, the thing is, I guess what I wanted to ask is, I'm just wondering if you've forgiven me yet.
Forgiven you for what? What are you talking about?
Well, it's just that I guess earlier I might have possibly lost my temper a bit and... Well, anyways, I've calmed down a bit now and realized that I might have made a little mistake.
I'm sorry, but I don't quite know what you're talking about. I realize this might be hard for you right now, but could you please just tell me what exactly you're talking about?
I'm trying, but I guess what I'm trying to tell you really is that I think if you wanted to come back home now, that'd be okay with me.
Oh. Really? Did something change? I feel you just threw me out of the house. Why the sudden turn?
Well, yeah, I did do that. But then with you gone, I guess I kind of realized just how much you did around the house and how much there is to do without you. So, I guess that's why.
I think you should just really say what you're actually thinking. It'd save us both so much time. But if you're starting to see that managing a house all on your own is hard work, then yes, I completely agree with you. And so now, I'm guessing that you don't have the money to pay rent? That you've changed your mind about kicking me out?
I mean, if you word it like that, then...
You know, even if I decided to pass up on everything, that Grayson left me in the will and give it to you, I still don't think you'd have enough to be able to buy the house back for me anyways. And even if you used it to pay rent on this place, unless you found a job to help supplement that, you'd burn through your inheritance pretty quickly, I'd bet. And all of that is not even mentioning all the other expenses you'd be paying that weren't rent.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm figuring out. And on top of that, it's so hard to keep a place this big clean, and I hate having to cook for myself every day. Then I have my classes and homework to worry about. Plus I have to think of how I can afford the rent. It's just been making me feel ill both physically and mentally.
But of course it is. I figure that living on your own might be especially hard for someone like you. I hope the cooking is going well because I don't remember you helping out in the kitchen once, ever. And yet for some reason you thought you were ready to maintain a whole house by yourself?
You're right. And I guess I just never realized all the things that you actually did do for all of us when we lived together. That's why I want to really, sincerely apologize for the bratty attitude that I treated you with the other day. I promise to never throw you out of the house again. You always pretended not to see how I really felt about you, but I don't want you to do that anymore. I promise that I'll do my best to see that we get along. So please come back.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I just apologized.
You hated me so much that you couldn't hold back from throwing me out of my own house, just days after your dad's funeral. And now you only want me to come back because you're getting a taste of the real world. And you're realizing that it's not so easy on your own. I mean, have you put any thought into how you're going to go on like this?
But I apologized. I thought about what I did and realized just how much trouble I caused you over the years. Please, I'm sorry. What else can I say?
And I think that you're just saying that you're sorry. But the only real reason that you want me back is because you realized how hard it is to do things on your own. So now you want the person that used to cook and clean for you to come back and do all of that once again.
No, that's not true. I promise. I really do want to make up with you and try and be friends.
Well, that's the thing, Gabriella. I don't. I mean, come to think of it, I don't really have a single happy memory of interacting with you. I've worked so hard for so many years to try and get you to notice and appreciate me. But all you've done for the past 10 years is either ignore me or hurl abuse at me. You've only ever used my presence in this house for your own convenience. Even if you didn't realize it until just now. I really don't think I owe you the forgiveness you're looking for.
Please don't say that. Surely we can talk this out. Please, I can't do this on my own. Please, Mom, I'm begging you.
I thought you and I were nobody to each other. Why are you pretending like you're my daughter now?
How could you?
Anyways, I'll be expecting next month's rent soon. I'll send you my bank info soon. You can just make the payments through there, okay? See ya!
Wait, please. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. I apologized. I reflected on my actions. Please come back to me.
And so, after that, Gabriella kept trying to apologize. But honestly, it was clear that her main motives were centered around avoiding chores and dodging the rent. I eventually reached the point where I couldn't tolerate that attitude anymore. So I decided to take a different approach and got in touch with Grayson's older sister. She agreed to take Gabriella under her wing, aiming to instill some proper manners before college. With her experiencing raising 5 kids, 2 boys and 3 girls, who've all turned into wonderful adults, I feel she was the best person to teach Gabriella a thing or two about housekeeping, budgeting, and general etiquette. Meanwhile, I've been taking care of our now empty old house. I'm keeping it well maintained, hoping that one day, Gabriella might actually mature into a self-sufficient adult. When that moment arrives, I plan to hand the house over to her. No strings attached. That will also be the day I gracefully step out of her life. Living with Gabriella again isn't something I'd want. But as the daughter of the man I loved, I genuinely wish for her to find her own path to happiness. So, that's the update for now. I appreciate you joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, a thumbs up would be awesome. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can catch more content like this in the future. Thanks for tuning in!